welcome to Market Fatafat right here on ET Now. This is the show where we get you a comprehensive wrap of all the stocks that are buzzing away in trade. The Nifty currently holding out at 10,800. I'm Avan Dabash and let's get the ball rolling. Our team of research analysts, we have Karunya with us as well as Kunal Botra and Sameet Chavan on the technicals. A whole host of stocks coming your way. Well, the first one in focus is Bharat Forge, and in fact, take us through the kind of US December truck numbers because it's been disappointing, Karunya, to say the least.
That's right. The numbers have been fairly bad, and do remember it's the second consecutive month that we're witnessing a degrowth. Class A trucks for the US markets have come in at 21.3 thousand units. It's a degrowth of 42% on a year-on-year basis. In fact, the reading is among one of the lowest in the last 2 years if you look at the historic trajectory, and this despite December being a seasonally strong quarter, rather a strong month of the year for the US markets. Despite that, such a massive degrowth is definitely alarming. Nomura has come out with a note on Bharat Forging. They see the sharp drop from the average order inflow is of over 20,000 over the past 12 months. For Bharat Forge, they've factored in a 25% growth in exports for FY19. This is for the CV space, of course, 15% for FY20. They've derived 20% of its standalone revenues from the North America heavy truck segment. So if that gets impacted, it is a big dent for the company. Despite of the temporary blip which they're looking at it in that fashion, they've maintained a neutral stance, target at 667.
All right, that's the view coming in on Bharat Forge. Despite that disappointing number, it's not that much of a crackdown that you're seeing. The stock is somewhat stabilized at 480. Meantime, let's pull up Indian Bank as well and find out what it's up to. Kunal believes that it's a buy recommendation. Kunal, let's get in your technical take.
So, I think the stock has shown some good volume patterns in the last 4-5 days. It's hanging around its 50 DMA, in fact, taking support around the 50 DMA. There are some swing breakouts which are also visible on the short-term charts, and coupled with this, the momentum in the entire bank Nifty led by both private sector banks as well as PSU banks, I believe Indian Bank could break out on this upside, and it could be a very good buy at current levels. So I'm suggesting a buy, targets of 265 and stop loss 245.
Take coming in on Indian Bank. Watch out for a target at 265. Let's move right on then and focus in on Jet Airways as well, and that's a stock that's in news today. But what we understand from ET sources exclusively is that banks are unwilling to extend their bridge loans, which means that puts the company in an even more precarious financial position, one that has definitely been struggling with that hefty debt burden as well, and what is going to happen with respect to the takeover for Jet Airways. So banks are unwilling to negotiate the repayment terms. There is going to be a meeting that will be held later on, so we'll have to see the course of action. Meantime, the stock is quoting just below the 250 mark at 248. Let's move on then to a stock within the auto space that luckily has been seeing some traction on the upside, and that is Tata Motors. One of the worst performing stocks within the auto space last year. Tata Motors had it pretty rough. Sameet, let's understand what the view is at the current levels. Is it going to be smooth sailing or a rough road ahead still?
This stock has been a laggard since last many months now. It has been consolidating since last couple of weeks now. However, today we are seeing a good traction in this counter, and looking at the overall price and volume activity, we are seeing some early signs of revival. So at least with a momentum view, the stock has broken out from its recent resistance. In technical terms, we can call it as a bullish flag pattern breakout as well. Hence, going ahead, we expect this stock to head higher. At least for next few days, we expect positive bias to continue, wherein this stock can head towards 188. Hence, one can go long at current level. Also, risk to reward ratio is quite favorable. One can go long with a stop loss of 173. Target would be around 188, 190.
All right, watch out. That's the take coming in on Tata Motors. And to another Tata Group stock, and that is Tata Elxsi then, and quite the contrary in terms of the movement. But let's chat a little bit about what the outlook is on the derivatives side, and Siddharth, flag off the details.
Well, it might be contrary to Tata Motors, but not contrary to what's happening in some of the mid-cap names. Now, last trading session, we were talking about how Mindtree is adding a lot of short position. Today's turn of Tata Elxsi, more than 20% rise in open interest in today's trading session, Awan, and we are seeing price correcting. Now, I understand 1% is not a big move, so you should not paint the picture whether it's long or short. But you have to give weightage what happened in Friday's trading session. There too, volume action was quite strong. Stock corrected. Today too, we are seeing correction in stock. And again, volumes in cash market are also very high. So last two sessions, heavy build-up of shorts and heavy volumes in cash market suggest that someone is shorting this name.
Okay, that's the view coming in and pretty much in tandem with a lot of the other IT stocks, but Tata Elxsi seeing significant short formations. At number 6 is L&T Finance, and this stock is in firm fettle today. Confident, Kunal, that it could cross 150 and further with conviction?
It looks like, because out of the the whole host of NBFC stocks which rallied, L&T Finance was one of them. The stock managed to cross its 200 DMA when that rally happened, and that rally was almost of the tune of 35 to 40% from its recent lows. So looking at the way the stock has panned out and this short-term correction, I believe that there could be a comeback rally from L&T Finance. And what you're seeing on Friday as well in terms of candlestick pattern, there was some bullish hammer pattern on candlesticks for L&T Finance. So I think all of these reasons indicate that the stock could cross that 153 to 155 zone. I would recommend a buy even at current levels.
All right, that's the view coming in on L&T Finance, and there is going to be more upside in store. Let's keep it then with more stocks that are in focus today, and Titan Sure is one. Karanya, quite a glimmer of hope. What exactly is the management saying?
Well, the Q3 data and the response they've got in a seasonally strong quarter is something that the company is really upbeat on, and that's also the reason why the stock is higher by more than 2% in trade. Jewelry business has witnessed an extremely strong same-store sales growth in the quarter gone by. Q3 retail network crossed 2 million square feet. The management sees FY19 jewelry operations growth at 22%. Jewelry division net added retail space of about 65,000 square feet. Eyewear division added 16,000 square feet in the first 9 months, and the management is extremely confident. They remain focused to deliver good and broad-based growth across all brands and channels while enhancing the capabilities and capacity in the company for long-term growth. While the watch business was a tad subdued, overall the jewelry segment has done fairly well, and that's something that is pulling the stock higher.
All right, it sure is 950. That's what you're seeing in the stock today, and pretty much on all fronts it's looking steady. Moving right on then to another steady pocket in trade today, and that's real estate, which is holding out very well. One of the constituents is DLF, now quoting at 181 from a 175 move that it started the day off with. Samit, you think it can sustain after the kind of consolidation we've witnessed?
See, looks like since last couple of days we've already seen good recovery from lower levels. The stock has been consolidating of late. Generally we see higher volatility in this counter, in this high beta counter, but since last couple of weeks the stock has been consolidating. But within this consolidation we are seeing some positive signs, some encouraging signs. The stock is on the verge of a breakout from early swing high which is placed around 182. So once this stock surpasses 182, we could see this stock heading towards its higher end of the trading range, which is somewhere around 190, 192. So one should trade with a positive bias now. Now on the lower side, 175 to 177 would act as a very strong support zone.
Okay, encouraging signs being seen, and the stock is up in about 3.5% and counting. Meantime, let's focus in then on ICICI Bank, and that stock in trade today too is lending quite a bit of support at 370. In fact, CLSA has come out with their report on the company. First up, they retain a buy. They've got a target price at 450. They have raised the earnings on the company as the credit costs have halved as well. They believe that the CASA ratio may dilute, but the credit costs could halve to about 1 to 1.5%. They're expecting a strong CAGR of about 17% going forward over FY19 to 21. That's ICICI Bank for you. Well, we're sure keeping it with bank or banking on the banks, shall we say. Let's talk about IndusInd Bank then, Siddharth.
Well, this is one stock which is doing quite well for itself in today's trading session. After quite some time, and we are seeing that volumes are already crossed in first 2.5 hours. They've crossed last trading session's volume, and last trading session volume itself like twice of previous 2 trading session volumes. So you can understand the kind of volume activity you are seeing in IndusInd Bank. Today we are seeing fresh formation of long position in future. That's there for formality, but then technically there is a triangular pattern, and it seems that stock is poised to give a breakout of that, which again is a positive for stock. So keep a close eye on it, because volume activity today is very strong in cash market.
All right, that's the take coming in. Hectic volumes being seen, 1581 on Indices Bank. Well, let's move right on then, and GSFC as well is a stock that's in focus according to Kunal, and he believes that there's merit in buying the stock at the current level. Why is that? What are you spotting by way of levels, Kunal?
So, the stock is meandering around its 200 moving average, but in the process of doing that, the slope of 50 DMA, which is a slightly shorter term average, that has started to inch up higher, and generally when that happens, you expect momentum to pick up into the stock. It's taking support around this long term and the medium term moving averages, but the inclined slope of 50 DMA indicates that a new trend could be in the making for the stock, and you could see a breakout pretty soon. So GSFC could be a buy. Positional targets of 125 and stop loss could be kept at 109.
That's the word coming in on the stock. Meantime, Kaunalia, Bandhan Bank.
Yes, Bandhan Bank and Group Finance, both of them continue to be in focus. If reports are to be believed, Bandhan Bank is in talks, rather advanced talks with HDFC to either buy into or merge with Group Finance, which is a smaller mortgage lender. The talks between the two could be finalized very soon. The announcement, once the approvals and processes are in place, could be coming out and be official very soon. Group shareholders, according to reports, to receive 3 Bandhan shares for every 5 share held, and the merger will bring down Bandhan promoters holding from 82% to just about 60%. So that is the kind of proportion that we're looking at in terms of promoter holding, and share swap ratio, of course, is something that will be announced soon. This is just something that people are conjecturing about right now.
Yes, we'll have to see what exactly happens, but of course looking to bring that promoter share down to nearly 60%. That's Bandhan Bank for you at 509. Meantime, one of the top drags in trade today, and while most of the stocks are holding out, Dr. Reddy's is having a bit of a rough run. So Samit, what exactly is your assessment based on the kind of movement that we're seeing in DRL?
See, although since last 3-4 months, this has been one of the outperforming stocks within the pharmaceutical space. Some of the larger peer like Pharma has seen massive correction in the recent past, but this stock in the same time has been consolidating, and since last 3 days we are not seeing any major movement. The price wise the stock has been consolidating, and on the volumes front there are no major signs as well. So we expect this consolidation to continue, wherein the range would be quite slender. 2650, 2670 on the higher side would act as a very strong resistance. On the lower side, 2550, 2500 remain to be a very strong support. So as of now, it's in a no trade zone, so one should avoid trading in such kind of counter.
All right, that's the view coming in on Dr. Reddy's. Let's move on then. Voltas is a stock that's in news today, and it's holding out quite smartly. In fact, it's on the brokerage radar today. Citi has come out with a view. They maintained a buy rating on the stock with a target price at 615. They're saying that the industry headwinds have not abated as yet, and the company is unable to effect price rises. So the long-term prospects, despite the fact that the last quarter, despite a weak Q3, the long-term prospects do seem to be intact. So target 615, a thumbs up from Citi. At number 15 then, let's chat a little bit about Marico, because this one is seeing quite a bit of strong volume activity, I understand, Siddharth.
Well, yes, you're seeing the stock doing pretty well for itself. It has a decent liquidity in future segment. There too, it's adding formation or long positions are getting added. But the key point is that this is the third straight day that volumes are high, stock is doing well, and we are clearly seeing that there is a breakout which is taking place in the stock with some formation of long positions. So watch out for FMCG names doing pretty well for themselves, Marico being one of them.
That's the take coming in at 388. On that note, we take a quick break right here on the show. Stay with us for more on the other side of Market Fatafat. Staying on with us, this is Market Fatafat. Well, let's keep the countdown going then, and it's Exide Industries, in fact, that's so quite a decent price volume bump up. Let's understand what is in store on the for the stock, and Samir, give us your technical take.
See, Evan, since last 3 weeks, the stock has been, oscillating within the boundaries of a triangular pattern. On the higher side, the breakout level is somewhere around 270. So once the stock surpasses 270, that would confirm the triangular pattern. In that case, the stock can head higher. As of now, it is in a consolidation mode. So as a trader, I would rather wait for a breakout to happen beyond 270. If that it's broken, then we could see a good move towards 280 to 284.
Okay, watch out. That's the take coming in. A breakout is on the cards. 270 is the important level to flag off. Meantime, let's talk about the kind of sales volumes and numbers that we've seen from Sobha Limited. Karanya, walk us through the details.
During the quarter gone by, Sobha has achieved new sales volume of 9.1 lakh square feet, which is valued at almost 700 crore worth of rupees. The company's shares of sales value has decreased by 2%, however, at 610.5 crores from 610 to 600.2 crores on a year-on-year basis. And the price realization has marginally increased by 1%. It's now 6,604 rupees per square feet for the same period. The developer also stated that in the next 2 to 3 quarters, they will be launching one more affordable housing project in Gujarat's Gift City, along with a couple of more projects in southern part of the country and in Pune.
All right, that's the take coming in on Sobha, 2.5% and counting. Sales volumes have grown nearly 18%. Let's shift gears then and talk about a power stock, and that is Torrent Power. Kunal, let's understand what exactly the take is. It's moved steadily from 262. How much further can it rally?
So last week, I think Thursday and Friday we saw some strong volume action coming for Torrent Power, and today it's been followed up by very strong price action. Now net the price is still in 2-month or 1.5-month consolidation range, but with this build up in volumes in the last couple of days and follow through on price action today, I believe a breakout could be due for the stock. So that's a buy, 280 as a target and stop loss at 260.
Okay, keep an eye out. Those are important levels to watch out for. Meantime, it's Shalimar Paints as well that's in focus in trade today, and that's largely on the back of the news flow that has come in regarding the counter. In fact, we understand that the company is raising some money. This is going to be via the rights issue route. The company is looking to raise nearly 200 crore rupees, and this is going to be via the rights issue, and that's what the company has raised so far. Very flat though in trade. At number 20 then, Escorts. What exactly are we seeing in by way of patterns today, Siddharth?
Well, the stock had a previous swing high around 720 odd levels on 3rd of December, that is first week of December series. Now stock is moving above that level. There is a breakout. Generally when there is a breakout, you should see formation of long position or at least huge short covering followed by very high volumes. But Escorts, neither we are seeing formation of long position, neither we are seeing volume. So yes, there is a breakout, but it is not backed by strong volume action. So be mindful.
Be mindful of the stock. Escorts though is in firm fettle today. IDFC Bank meantime, in fact IDFC and IDFC Bank are quite active in trade today. At number 21, Sameet, let's understand what exactly you're advocating on the stock. Is the run likely to continue?
Looks like, irrespective of market movements in the recent past, IDFC Bank, IDFC Limited and Capital First, they are clearly on a roll. We have already seen massive rally in the recent past. If we talk about IDFC Bank, on Friday itself we saw consolidation breakout from its previous hurdle of 44, and today also we are seeing some kind of follow-up move. So this move is likely to extend. The stock can head towards its recent swing high, which is in the zone of 49.50. So one should trade with a positive bias, and now previous hurdle of 44 is likely to act as a very strong support now.
All right, watch out for the stock. IDFC Bank up a good 4%. Meantime, Indiabulls Housing as well, and Karanya, take us through the news bits here.
Well, they've informed the exchanges that as on end of the last fiscal, they have been holding cash and cash equivalents worth of 20,285 crore rupees. Additionally, they had undrawn bank lines of nearly 5,950 crores, and in line with the company's strategy of keeping 3 months to CP to less than 5% of its total borrowing, the company achieved its goal by bringing down 3-month borrowings to 4,670 crore rupees. Now, these are the updates which were keeping the stock afloat, at least in the early part of the trading day. Right now, however, the stock is majorly off the day's high.
Okay, and at the lowest point nearly, that's Indiabulls Housing for you. Let's move right on then and chat a little bit about Bharti Infratel. And, this one has been on a steady wicket, Kunal, despite the volatility, despite all the bad news as well that's plaguing Airtel. What's going on with Bharti Infratel?
So this is the 5th day of steady price surge consecutively. But the last 3 days and including today, we're seeing some heightened volume action. Now that could probably indicate that the stock is seeing a very steady and interesting accumulation. It's broken its 200 DMA as well, so that's one key technical factor to take note of Bharti Infratel. And I believe that after this 5 days of continuous upsurge, 3 days of strong volumes, the stock seems to be coming out of a deep correction, and that could be a very good positive for the stock price. So I would suggest a buy, 315 as a target and stop loss at 290.
Yes, 5 straight days, and that stock has definitely been a mover on the upside. Kunal believes that there is more in sight. Let's move on then to one stock that we don't discuss too often, Responsive Industries. Well, it is in news today, although it's not reacting. They've launched the latest floor covering innovation, and they've entered the B2C segment with the on the back of this. So this basically is, they believe that this is going to be revolutionary. It's going to replace the use of engineered wood, ceramic tiles and stone tiles, etc. And they're very bullish on this new product, consumer-facing product essentially. Actually, it's Responsive Industries. That's the stock that I'm talking about, not Shalimar Paints. So just pull up a Responsive Industries and get in a quick take as to how the stock is shaping up. In fact, no, it's not really obliging. As we said, down 0.8%. But with that, we're completely out of time, so we'll call it a day. Thanks everyone for joining in today on Market Fatafat. The next edition coming up at 1:30 p.m.